Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. So, welcome to my channel Assistance by Mrs. D. Nandan.
So let's begin today's video, children, with the leftover lab apparatuses and the precautions that should be taken in a chemistry lab. So we begin with today's video with test tube holder. Now what is a test tube holder? As you can see in the picture, children, a test tube holder is such a holder which is made up of wood. This is the handle portion, children, which is made up of wood. We handle it from here, and this is the clamp. Clamp means with which we are going to hold the test tube. Over here the test tube is held. Now whenever we are heating the test tube for doing certain experiment, we can't hold it in hand because it will feel warm. So that is why we make use of a test tube holder. A test tube holder is a metal strip with a wooden or a plastic handle. This can be of plastic also. It is used for holding the test tube while it is being heated. So in order to save our hands not from getting burnt, we use a test tube holder while the heating or the experiment is going on. Next is test tube brush. Now for cleaning the test tube, children, we use a test tube brush so that it can clean the test tube properly after the experiment gets over. It is a coiled iron wire with a plastic bristle. Now these bristles, these hair-like structures are bristles, they can be of plastic. It is used to clean the test tubes, and the tubes, other tubes can be even cleansed with it, and other glassware such as the flask and all can all be cleaned with it. Next is a porcelain dish. As you can see in the picture, children, it is an open and a shallow container. It is an open container and it is shallow. It is made up of porcelain. It is used for evaporating liquids. Now when we have to evaporate certain liquids, children, certain chemicals and all, or the volatile substances that is put into it, or the concentrating solutions, evaporating liquids or the solutions can be put into it. It can absorb a large amount of heat without breaking. That means if we are going to heat it from the lower side, children, when it is being heated, now it will not break or it will not get cracked because it is made up of porcelain, so it can absorb a lot of heat, and that heat will be transferred to whatever liquids are there inside the dish. Next we come to watch glass. Now what is a watch glass? It is a saucer shaped like glass vessel. Now it looks like a saucer. It is used for holding small quantities of solution or water or the powdered substances for doing the observation. That means you can keep the things over here, like certain solution. We don't want a lot of solution, so it is kept over here, and as much as we want we keep on transferring, or some salts can be used into this for keeping it. It serves like a plate, like we have a plate in our homes, children. It serves the same purpose in the laboratory. We keep the substances into it, and sometimes even certain things where we want to do the observation, that means you want to see what will happen next, those observation purpose things can also be kept over here in a watch glass. Mortar and pestle. Now solid substances are grounded into powdered state in a mortar with the help of a pestle. Now this structure is known as a mortar, children, and this is known as a pestle. With the help of this, children, when we get solid substances in the lab and we want to use them for doing experiments, we can change them into the powdered state by crushing them with the mortar and a pestle. The mortar and pestle are made up of, again, porcelain. What the evaporating dish was made up of the same substance this mortar and pestle is made. Sometimes you might have seen certain people who take some Ayurvedic medicines and all. You must have seen people using this kind of a mortar and pestle, and even at times we also have it in our homes. Next is the spirit lamp. Now spirit lamp is, children, when we have to do certain heating in the lab, then the purpose of that heating is being served by using a spirit lamp or a Bunsen burner. It consists of a tank which can be made up of glass or steel. As you can see in the picture, children, they can be made up of steel also. And they contain the liquid that is filled inside them is known as a spirit. That is why they are termed to be the spirit lamp. It has a neck through which a cotton wick passes. As you can see in the picture, it has a neck through which the wick passes, and from the lower side the wick is soaked into this spirit. So from here it keeps on absorbing the spirit, and that spirit reaches over here where it is used for burning, and this apparatus is used for heating or doing certain experiment where heat is required in the labs. Next is Bunsen burner. Now look at the picture of a Bunsen burner, children. It is also used for the same purpose as the spirit lamp is used. It is a burner which uses the gas. Now over here only difference is, children, in a spirit lamp the fuel that is used is a spirit, but in a Bunsen burner the fuel that is used is a gas. Gas is used, and over here we have a pipe. You can see the pipe. This pipe is connected to the gas line, and when you open the knob the gas supply starts coming over here, which can be lit. Again, it is used for heating purposes. So with this we come to an end of, children, all the lab apparatus that were there. If you have not seen my first video of the lab apparatus, the link is given, you can have a look at it. Now when we are working in a lab, children, there are certain precautions that we have to take them while we are working there. So let's see what are the precautions that one needs to take when we are working in a chemistry lab or a laboratory. First, it is advisable to wear a laboratory coat, which is also known in short as the lab coat. It is white in color, children, and people generally use, or the students use it when they are working in a chemistry lab. That is to protect the clothes that they are wearing. We can even replace it with an apron, but generally we wear a lab coat. Second is, never taste a chemical or inhale extensively its vapors until you are asked to do so by your teacher. That means in a chemistry lab, children, we have to be very careful when we are working with the salts and with the chemicals and all. You should never try to taste or smell any liquid by taking deep breath until and unless your teacher has asked you to smell that liquid. So never try to taste or smell any liquid which is there in a lab. Next is, when we are not using any chemical, we should quickly close the container tightly, because then it will not spill. Spill means to fall down, and its vapors, the vapors that are coming out of that liquid, will not mix into the air. It can sometimes be dangerous also. If a chemical reagent gets into your eyes, by chance you are working in the lab and some chemical goes into your eyes or skin or mouth, it falls down on your skin or mouth, wash the area immediately with cold water. You should immediately wash it, and you should quickly go and inform the teacher or the lab in charge. Now sometimes when we are working with the acids, those acids, they spill onto a cloth or onto a skin, then they will cause an irritation over there on the skin. Then what we need to do is, we need to neutralize it. How you neutralize it? By using very dilute ammonia or sodium bicarbonate solution. These are all there. When you inform the teacher or the lab assistants, they quickly help you out with these. Keep inflammable chemicals like alcohol and acetone etc. from the burner. Now these are the substances, children, that will catch the fire very easily. So you should not try to bring them near the Bunsen burner. Never add water to the concentrated acid like sulfuric acid. Now if you are working with concentrated acid, now concentrated acid is a very harsh acid, right? You should never try to add water into it. Such an addition generates so much of heat that it can break your glass container, which can be very, very dangerous. Always add acid to the water slowly, continuously stirring it. That means we should never try to add water to acid, but we should always try to add a little acid to the water so that it can be diluted very easily and it will not be that dangerous. Never throw a burning matchstick or a burning paper into the sink where it may ignite a discarded flammable liquid, right? That means when we are using a matchstick, then never try to throw that burning matchstick into the sink, because maybe somebody else might have thrown some flammable liquid or acid into the sink, and when you are going to throw that matchstick, it might cause an accident. You are required to take an extra precaution while heating a chemical or mixture in a glass container. Now what precautions we need to take? Firstly, whenever we are heating, like look over here, whenever we are heating, try to bring the flame towards the top over here, where the surface of the liquid is. Never try to boil it from here, from the bottom part, because when you are heating it over here, it will uniformly heat the complete substance. But if you're heating it over here, sometimes the heating is so hard that the acid, it tries to push out itself and come out of the test tube, and it can fall on you, so that can be little dangerous. Now another thing is, while heating the contents of the test tube, be sure to point the open end of the test tube away from your classmates or yourself. That means the mouth of the test tube should never point towards you or towards the other children who are working in the lab. The last point is, after you have finished working in the lab, make it a habit of washing your hands. Or if you have come in contact with any acid, make sure that you are washing your hands so that the chemical is being washed out of your hands. So with this, we come to an end of today's video. If you have understood my video very well and you enjoyed learning with me, then please do remember to subscribe to my channel, like my channel, and please do share my videos with many friends of yours. With that note, see you very soon with the next upcoming videos. Bye bye.